to my kitchen here in Welsh in Brittany in northwest France. And if you're familiar with me and you already know me, you know that I like to make recipes that are affordable for anyone, anywhere. Sometimes I cook things that are French, but mostly I cook things from my home country of back in the UK. And I can't believe that yesterday, for the first time ever, I made Welsh cakes. They are so simple and cheap to make. And I made them for the first time because I can't eat gluten, and I made them gluten-free, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today and share that recipe with you. It's so cheap and simple and easy. And here are my ingredients. So I have got 225 grams of gluten-free flour, and this is the flour that I can get here in France, into which I've got 1 teaspoon of gluten-free baking powder. I have then got in here 75 grams of butter. I've got 1 beaten egg with 3 tablespoons of milk, 75 grams of raisins. This is a mixture of half a teaspoon of nutmeg with half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 50 grams of sugar, and then another 20 grams of sugar that I sprinkle on top of the lovely warm buttery Welsh cakes when they're made. And so that's what you need, and this is what you need to do. So in here I've got how much butter have I got? I'm just checking here, 75 grams of lovely Breton butter, and I use a salted butter, so I don't need to add a sprinkle of salt to this. So I'm going to rub this in, and I'm really rubbish at this. And I just squish it between my fingers and make sure I don't get it everywhere. So I was made these by a friend of mine who is Welsh, and she knows I can't eat gluten, and she made them for me. And do you know what? I thought they were the most delicious little cakes I've ever made. So I must say that over there I have my frying pan warming up on a medium heat. I use that pan for making pancakes and now Welsh cakes. So you've seen me before make galettes, and I use that pan for that. So there we are. It all looks a bit like breadcrumbs. Rub it all off my fingers. Now the fabulous part about the rest of it is it all gets put in. So in goes the sugar, in go the raisins, and in goes the nutmeg and cinnamon. The original recipe said use mixed spice, but when I spoke to my friend and said, is that the proper Welsh recipe? I want to do it the proper Welsh way. She said that she uses cinnamon and nutmeg. So I'm giving that a go today. And in that goes. So I'm going to stir around all my dry ingredients. So simple, isn't it? Why have I never made these before? They're heavenly. They're just buttery and just gorgeous. I did think about how you can make these without any animal products in. You could just substitute the egg for aquafaba, and you could just use a plant-based milk. So there we go. In goes my egg and my milk. In it all goes. Stir it around with my spoon to begin with. If it's not wet enough, I just add a bit more milk. I'm really used to doing that with gluten-free cooking. It just doesn't. Gluten-free flour and gluten-free products often need more liquid. And I think I might need to do that. Right, I'm going to turn it out. I have scrupulously cleaned this table before now. I'm going to finish with my hands and make it into some kind of dough. I suppose this is like a cookie dough, really. There we go. It's always that anxious moment when you're doing something with a gluten-free flour that isn't going to stick together. It's much easier if you're doing this and you can eat gluten. And it's pretty much the same recipe. It's exactly the same recipe if you're making this with a gluten-based wheat flour. There it is. Look at it. It is just like a cookie dough. And just like anything that is typically gluten-free, it doesn't seem to stay together very well. That's the gluten-free life for you. So I'm going to give it a bit of a knead and a bit of a get it all together. Oh, that's working now. Oh, seems all right to me. So I'm going to use and flour my table a wee bit. There we go. And place my cake mixture on it. Give it a flour either side because I don't want the rolling pin to stick to it. And I'm going to roll it out to about, it says, 1.5 centimetres thick. Well, I did it like that yesterday and they seemed a bit thick to me. Look at all those raisins. It's very sweet. There's the size of my cake cookie cutter. And because if you get used to doing this and you're a thrifty person, you do it right on the edge to begin with. So don't waste any. I do think these are a bit thinner than yesterday. Put them in there. Oh, so there they go. Let's make as many as I can out of this. I don't want to waste any. They are so yummy, and it is so nice for somebody who can't eat gluten to find a cake that I can finally make and serve and eat in minutes. Because these cook in about 12 minutes. Really quick. And the other thing, I didn't realise this until I asked my Welsh friend about this. I said, I'm just waiting for them to call. She said, I like to eat them hot from the griddle pan. Hot from the griddle pan. A cake you can eat hot from the griddle pan. Now, because I'm really, really thrifty, let's get all these bits together. Roll them out again and make some more. How many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's get... Ooh, not wasting any. Any other frugal cooks out there, I recognise people doing this. Don't want to waste any at all, do you? And I tell you what, if you've got children, they love this cookie dough raw, don't they? And me. And me. Let's make some more. And another one. Make it a bit flatter. And another one. Oh, I think I can get one last one out of this. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. The simple pleasure of being an absolute tight so-and-so. Right, and the last one. There we are. Welsh cakes. So, if I get my lovely assistant here to follow me over. I've got my pan nice and hot. This goes up to 9. So I'm going to do this, I'm watching the clock now, for about 5 minutes aside. Now, some recipes, they put lard on here, but I don't because these have already got butter in them. I don't want to add any more fat to this. And I move them around the pan because the hot bits, obviously, oh, can you hear it sizzling? In the middle. The thinner ones will cook quickly. There they all go. Putting them in. So, in they all go. Let's just pop that over there. So they're going to take about 5 minutes aside. Back to me for a moment. I get to talk to you. So I'm just going to wash my hands, let them go. Wash them thoroughly. Get the butter out from under my fingernails. So back to me. So if you've been following my cookery, you'll know that I try and do things as affordably and as thriftily as possible. Because we're living here in Brittany on one income, one minimum wage income. And I think what I'm trying to do when I'm sort of sharing my recipes is to give people those sort of hints and tips of how to cook at home really economically, because some things are just getting more and more expensive. And if you're like me and you can't eat gluten, you do end up doing a lot of baking yourself, because just a few biscuits, just a few cookies, just a few cakes are so many pounds or euros. They're just absolutely unaffordable. We're already cooking really well here. So bring this over here and I'll show you what they look like when they're cooking. So there they are. That is what they look like when they're cooking well. So I don't want to burn them, and I've got them on a medium heat here, and I am checking them. And I'm going to flip them over. There we go. It always helps if you can get the pan hot before you start cooking. There they are, browning beautifully. I'm not worried that they're breaking, not worried at all. Flip them over. Got my pan nice and hot. I think that could do with more on that side. And I move them around. Hot bits in the middle. Oh, lovely. I think I found my new favourite cake. I really have. There they all go. Let's move them from the outside, inside to the outside. Get them all browned. Lots of times you'll watch YouTube videos or cookery videos and they're edited. And you don't really get a feeling of how long things actually take. They'll say, oh, leave it for 5 minutes, I'll leave it for 10 minutes. But when I cook, I do it in real time. Now, yesterday when I made these, I added some xanthan gum to them, thinking I would want them to be more solid and stay together. But today, I'm experimenting without xanthan gum because I want them lighter and crumblier. The butter smells gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous. So I can bring the camera down, right down to it. You can hear them sizzling. There's butter in them. Absolutely fabulous. So, oh, the smell is just gorgeous. So I'm going to keep a check on them. Let's dust my plate. One, hold it just there for me. Back to my lovely plates. What a lovely bit of old vintage British plates. So, as they start cooking, oh, they're lovely. Don't be tempted to take them out too long just because they look cooked on one side. They've got to cook all the way through. They might be doughy, but oh, lovely. Let me see how that one's doing onto there. Well, how about that for entertainment? On the other channel, there's watching paint dry. On this one, there's watching Welsh Cakes cooked. But that's the reality, isn't it? Seeing how they really cook in real time. With flour on my cooker. I've dropped a raisin into my sugar. So I want them to be brown, I want them to be cooked. They look nicer too, don't they? Let's move the inside ones out, the inside ones in. Oh, they are lovely. There's nothing like cooking for making you really, really hungry. Oh, I know why that one's a bit lumpy and bumpy. That's one of my last ones. Oh, I'm getting hungry. That needs longer. So look at that one. So tempted to turn the heat up on this, but they just need to cook slowly. Oh, so Welsh cakes. Oh, look at those. They are beautiful little things, aren't they? They're just little nibbly little mouthfuls that are just so wonderful with a cup of tea. And we had them for Sunday tea time. Normally, we do have a bit of cake on a Sunday. You can't be frugal all week. You do need, I believe, a little bit of something nice once in a while. And our treat is usually some homemade cake on a Sunday. I'm going to take the ones off that are already cooked and move the other ones to the middle. A bit longer. Oh, there is nothing like them. The sound changes. They sound quite hollow when they're cooked. Oh, that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Heavenly little cakes. Let's turn that off. Spread them out because you want the sugar to go all over them, and you definitely want the sugar to go on whilst they're hot. Eat them straight from the griddle pan, I was told. Oh, I don't know about that. There, look at that. Done. Made and done. Sprinkle the sugar on. I'm going to sprinkle it with my fingers so they all get some. I've got 20 grams of sugar here. Welsh cakes. Done in that time. They're fantastic. If you've got friends who say to you, do you fancy kind of going for coffee, or do you fancy meeting up for a walk, and you just want to take something along, these are the absolute answers. So there they are, back to me and some Welsh cakes. Well, thank you for coming. How quick, cheap, simple and easy was that? Gluten-free Welsh cakes. Thank you very much. I've got lots more videos of thrifty cooking and thrifty and frugal living in France videos here on my channel. Thank you very much. And if you've liked this today, please give it a like, because I know you've watched it. Please share it with everybody you know who might be interested in some recipes or living in France. And I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, and then you can find out every time I'm cooking something or doing something thrifty or frugal here in Welsh, in Brittany, in northwest France. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.